What are you doing? I'm filming another YouTube video. About what? About Lockwood & Co.? Is it going to be in focus this time? That's a great question. Mary, what type of camera are you using? Are you kidding me? Look, the last one I filmed was actually on a nice camera, and it was all fuzzy also. You couldn't film this on your phone? Well, no, because it sucks. It's an Android. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I can't seem to get it right, you guys. I haven't even seen the film yet, but it doesn't matter. I forgot to record audio on this guy. Right there. It was plugged in and glowing the whole time, so I thought it was on. I even did all the stupid claps at the beginning. It wasn't even recording. So the audio probably sucks. That's all I got. Sorry. I also have a sword now. Makes me very happy. It's very pretty looking. I stole it from my college. With permission. It was with permission. But I have a sword now. And it's very exciting. It's an épée. It's an épée. My cousin told me that. He used to take fencing lessons. I really don't know how to use it, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, so obviously we're talking about Lockwood & Co. today. Exciting news! It's the one we've all been waiting for. Jonathan Stroud just told us the cast. He told us the cast. I'm actually really excited about the cast. So he posted, I think it was on Wednesday, which would have been how many days ago? What is time? It would have been the 16th. 16th of March. He posted it on his Instagram and probably also on his Tumblr and whatever other social media he uses, as did Complete Fiction. So they announced the main three, of course, Lucy, Lockwood, and George. And then they also announced like other people who are involved in it, who are playing other characters. And so I just wanted to talk about that today. I'm going to do a deep dive into the main three, stuff I'm looking forward to, stuff I'm a little bit worried about, and then I'm going to talk about the other few because there's like something either I'm dumb or that we're all unaware of, which I'm very excited about. So, the person they cast as Lucy Carlisle is Ruby Stokes. Ruby Stokes is 21. She played Francesca Bridgerton in the Netflix series Bridgerton, which I haven't watched, but cool. She looks like she's gonna do great. I am really happy about that. She's got experience and she looks pretty young, which is something I'm gonna talk about later. The person they've got for Lockwood, he is, actually this is one of his first things on TV or in movies. He's mostly just done theater productions. And his name is Cameron Chapman. Cameron is, well, I had to do some digging. I found him on, it's called Spotlight, the home of casting, and he's a profile there. And his playing age is 16 to 25, which, you know, for Lockwood is pretty good. I think he's 22 because he graduated from the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama with a bachelor's degree in acting from 2018 to 2021. So I'm assuming if he went to college at age 18, that by the time he fully graduated in 2021, he'll be 22. I think that's correct. And this is like one of his first things. Mostly all he's done from his profile is stage productions. So he's done Uncle Vanya, The Two Gentlemen of Verona. He did star in a short film called Dove in 2020, but all of his other stuff is just stage stuff up until 2022, Lockwood & Co. One of the things I noticed from his profile, which makes me very excited, is that part of his performance skills is that he has an APC basic in rapiers and daggers. And I mean, you know what that means. He's gonna be good. He knows what he's doing when he handles a rapier, and that makes me so excited. Like, I saw that and I was like, Like, genius. I love it. I'm very excited about him. And then for George, I was actually very interested in George. So I think in the book he's mostly described as like blonde, he's got glasses, super nerdy, a little bit overweight, and instead they went in a completely opposite direction, which I'm like excited about. His name is Ali. Oh, I looked up how to pronounce this, and I'm very sorry. I'm a stupid English speaker. Ali Haji Heshmati. First of all, he's very good looking. Second of all, he also is a bit like Cameron in the fact that he hasn't done like too much, and a lot of it is mostly stage productions. He was in a series on BBC called Holby City, and he was also in a movie called Alex Rider. The production company was 11th Hour Films and Amazon Prime Video. So he's been on film before. It's been for smaller parts. He is also the youngest. He's 20. And again, this was a little bit of detective work on my part. I found an article from his high school called Day in the Life, Joint School Captains of Latmere? I'm not English. Latmere Upper School. Fun fact, it's very prestigious. Alan Rickman actually graduated from that school. It was published in the spring 2020 issue of their school magazine. And from what I can tell, since he was one of the school captains, that means he was like a senior in American terms, so he was probably 18. And since I was in 2020, and it's now 2022, I'm assuming he is 20. Which is very exciting. So I just want to talk about the three. So they all look super promising. I'm really excited about it, honestly. I did talk about in the last video I did how I really didn't want them to be severely aged up, because that's a big point of Lockwood & Co. For those of you who don't know, I don't know where you're watching this, but for those of you who don't, Lockwood & Co. revolves around an issue called The Problem, with a capital P, where ghosts have started coming back, and if they touch you, they kill you. And the only issue is that only kids can see them. And so we start off the book series and Lucy Carlisle is 14 while Anthony Lockwood and George Cubbins are 15. It's George Cubbins, right? Hold up. They're so dumb. George Karam. Carib? Did they change that for his ethnicity? I wouldn't mind that. But I don't want to look stupid. George Cubbins. Oh, I was right. Okay. He plays George Cubbins, which they've actually changed to George Karam. I don't know if that's like an ethnicity thing, which honestly I don't mind. I think it's cool. But yeah, so they've changed that last name. And yeah, they're the main three. They're 15 and 14. They're very young, and that's sort of the whole point, because the company is run by Anthony. And all of the other big ghost hunter agencies, psychic detective agencies, psychic detection. Wow, I can't speak. Psychic detection agencies are run by adults. That's why they're so different and like way cool, you know. But what I talked about in my last video was the fact that I really didn't want them to be aged up. One of the examples I gave was in Riverdale. They have actors like Cole Sprouse, who is 27, probably not anymore, probably more like, he was 27 when I made the last video, so he's probably 29 now, but he's playing a high schooler. Sure, Cole Sprouse is like fairly young looking. I think he's always had that like youthful appearance, but he doesn't look like a high schooler. And so one of the things that I was like, I really want this to be the case, is that I wanted the actors to be able to play younger people. And from all of their profiles, they definitely can do that. Maybe they might be like slightly older, because Cameron Chapman's acting profile says the lowest you can play is 16, but I mean, you know, acting, makeup things, they can make you look younger. But I think they all are very young looking. I mean, there's obviously lots of issues with hiring 14 to 15-year-olds anyway. It's a little more difficult, and so this is very understandable. I thought this was what would happen, but I'm very glad that they all look young. The oldest one is 22, you know, and that makes me really excited about it. I'm also really excited about the fact that most of them haven't had huge roles yet. They all have experience, but like Ruby Stokes became big with Bridgerton, but she doesn't even play one of the mainest characters, you know? And so this kind of thing where she is the main character is going to be very exciting. It's going to be sort of a new thing to see her in. Cameron Chapman, I mean, we haven't seen him on film like at all, really. It's going to be so exciting to see what he can bring to the table, especially as a new actor on the scene. And also Ali, who we have only really seen stage acting and just a couple of TV shows. So he also has a bit more experience. It's still very little and they're all new, and it makes you really excited because that's the kind of thing that I think makes series good, is if you have actors that you haven't seen in a ton of other things. Because sometimes you get A-listers and they do an amazing job, you know, but when it's a small series, I think it's always very exciting to bring in new people. That's why I'm really, really excited about this cast. Moving on to the other part of the cast, the bigger part, because, you know, there's other characters. We have Ivano Jeremiah as Inspector Barnes, which I'm honestly very excited about. Luke Treadaway as the Golden Blade. I'm going to talk about that later. Morven Christie as Penelope Fitz. Jack Bandiera as Quill Kipps, Ben Crompton as Julius Winkman, Haley Conadu as Flo Bones, Rihanna Doris as Kat Godwin, and Patty Holland as Bobby Vernon. Very great cast. I'm actually really excited. Just seeing their faces is just like, I'm really excited about it. Especially Inspector Barnes. I don't know what I was expecting, but I'm really excited for Ivano Jeremiah to play around with that character. I think it's going to be phenomenal. Now, there's one thing that caught my eye. First of all, we don't have an actor for the Skull, which makes sense, right? Because he doesn't really talk in the first book, and I'm not exactly sure what the first season is covering. Actually, I'm going to look that up. Hold up. Okay, so I probably won't be able to find it, but I assume that the first season of this is just the first book, really. Well, actually, wait, how many seasons? So as of right now, it looks like there's only going to be one season, and it consists of 8 episodes. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Skull is not even a character, because he shows up more in the following books, right? He shows up, I mean, he starts talking like at the end of the second book, right? I apologize. I don't have the books with me since I moved, and they're actually my sister's. She owns them. But I think he only really starts talking at the end of the second one. Or it's the end of the first, and I'm stupid. But he doesn't show up really much in the first book, so it makes sense to me that they didn't cast that as a character. But the thing I'm really interested in, and I don't know if I'm just dumb and I'm missing something, is the Golden Blade, just being played by Luke Treadaway. Maybe I'm dumb. I don't remember anything that's called the Golden Blade. I looked it up in Lockwood & Co. Wiki. I looked it up in all sorts of things, and like nothing is showing up, and I don't know what that means. So if I'm silly and I'm just missing something, please comment below and tell me what the heck that is, because I honestly have no idea. I don't know. It's just the Golden Blade played by Luke Treadaway. And I really don't know. I don't know what that means. Is it a villain? I have no idea. Did they replace the skull with a literal golden sword? Who knows? I don't know. Is it a relic that Lucy can talk to? Like, I really don't know. But the thing is, the is capitalized. It's the capitalized golden capitalized blade capitalized. I really have no idea. I looked it up on Lockwood & Co. Wiki because I couldn't remember anything to do with it, but I really have no idea. So if you guys have any clues, just like comment it down below, because I must be missing something, or it's like a secret thing we'll find out when the series starts. It looks like a phenomenal cast to me. I'm really, really, really excited. And I'm super glad that they got actors who look younger to play younger characters, because that is one thing I was worried about. So now we know that the series has been wrapped. It's been completely filmed. Right now, just what is happening is it's being edited, and it's being, you know, all the background production stuff that has nothing to do with filming or actors. It's set to come out this year. 2022. We don't know what month or any specific date, but we do know that it's supposed to come before the end of 2022, which is really exciting. I'm excited about it. It's gotten quite a bit of hype behind it, probably because of who's directing it and the production team. It was written by Joe Cornish, it's being directed by Joe Cornish and Willie McGregor, and the executive producers are Nira Park, Rachel Pryor, and Joe Cornish. I talked about this before, but there are 4 people who came together to create a production company, which is called Complete Fiction. The 4th member of the team is Edgar Wright. And so all 4 of them created this production team together, and they're all pretty notable names in film. And so it seems to me that this is going to be a series that's advertised really well and has a fair amount of hype around it. I'm honestly really excited because, you know, Jonathan Stroud deserves it. I'm just really excited to see where it goes. I'm really glad the actors look phenomenal, and I'm really excited for what they could bring to the table, or have brought to the table since it's already been filmed. And, you know, hoping it comes fast. I'm really, really excited, and I'm really happy that this is finally coming to fruition. There's so much work on behalf of the team. It's so crazy that it's still like happening, because I remember making the first video, it was like the beginning of COVID. Crazy, but I'm really, really excited, and I'm really happy to see that it's all coming together. If there's any more updates, just come here. I got you. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Bye! Let me see, hold on. Click. Come on. Let it load. Load.